So, somebody anonymously to me, they asked Mitch, so I don't really know who it was, but they were like, "Hey, you guys should tell us a story, or some stories, or
some stories." And yeah.
So we're about to tell you stories.
This is story time. This is Mitch and Trey's Disney Days.
Hang on, my throat's hurting. Keep going.
Story time. Yeah, that's right. You alright?
Mm-hmm. All that screaming doesn't do well.
So, this is one of our stories. True story. Y'all might not believe it. It's true story.
It happened.
If you want, by the way, if you want to hear more stories, just say below in a comment. Like,
you can call me.
Be like, hey Trey. So, I was watching your DCP video, and you should make some stories.
Dude, you watched that?
Dude, I watched it like 8 times.
Stalker.
Okay, that's fair, but but here's our story. This story has to do with how I totaled my mom's SUV.
I witnessed all of it.
He was there, but this isn't just an SUV. You want to tell why it's an awesome SUV? Why it can't be called an SUV? It's much more.
Anybody who knows that the best American-made car is Dodge, and I would love to get into an argument with you about that, because I guarantee I will win. I am a Dodge. My family's a Dodge family.
Same
Mitch's
here.
family's a Dodge family. Both of our moms own a white Dodge Durango. It's kind of weird how that happens.
Yeah, and it's funny because we, as kids, both our parents grew up driving, or we grew up having our parents drive Dodge Caravans.
Yeah, and they were both white.
Yeah, both white, and now
which is really creepy.
And now they're both white Durangos, which is freaking awesome.
But anyways, this Durango, well, pretty much any Durango, they're mean looking. The new ones have a weird back end. It's like if you look at someone's butt and it just doesn't fit with their body. That's pretty much what the new Durango looks like. The front end is just
you're speechless.
Yeah.
You don't know what to say.
Right.
You see it go by and you're like, and then you see the back and you're like,
whatever.
Alright.
But, both our parents have the 05, 06 model.
Which is, I think, honestly, one of the best ones.
I think the best one. It's got a crap ton of power. I hauled a freaking car with it one time, and I couldn't even tell there was anything behind it. Yeah. So, actually, I've done it multiple times. I've hauled cars.
Great vehicles. So that's a little, it can be called an SUV because Dodge Durangos are very awesome.
You have to call it a Durango. It doesn't even fit into the category of SUV. I feel like I'm sitting sideways. I'm going to turn it on. There we go.
Now, do you feel like you're sitting sideways?
No.
Okay, because I do. But, so here's the story. One day, I was going to get my hair cut.
Trey was driving.
Yeah, Trey was driving. Yeah, Trey was with me in the passenger seat. And we're jamming to music like we usually do when we're driving. And I noticed this little cat in the road right there. And
I thought that I actually pointed it out. And then
you did.
Look, there's the cat.
Yeah.
So I pointed out the cat, and he was like, "Oh crap, I gotta miss it." And
because I don't want to hurt cats. Right. I would never. I would not hurt any animals. So as I'm dodging this cat, I get kind of sideways because it was a quick reaction because Trey immediately it was
just split second.
Yeah.
It just happened, and then as soon as he cut it back, this random old lady just starts walking across the road.
And I don't know if she was attempting to get the cat or why she was walking this road anyways. So as she was walking side of the road, I had to swerve back the other way. And just my initial reaction was, how are we going to live through this? Because there was a mound, a hill. It was kind of ramped up. And as soon as I cut back the other way, I cut it too sharp. And as I cut it too sharp, I was going up. As soon as we hit this hill, I had to ramp over the tree. And as I was going over the tree, I saw another helpless cat in the tree. And so me being courageous.
2 helpless cats. One that some random old lady's chasing on the street that pretty much made us run off the street because, I mean, you know, you hit a cat and it's like, oh, there's a dead animal on the road. You hit a person, you get sued.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to get a bunch of money because you hit me.
And it's ridiculous. But, you know, so...
hey, why can't humans be animals too? Why can't you just run them over?
Yeah, for real. Some humans...
I'm just kidding, by the way. No, but anyways, he ramped this, and, like, we were flying through a tree, and, like, I rolled down my window while we were in midair, and trees are 90% air. So, like, if you ever play golf, you're actually supposed to try to hit it through a tree. I don't know if you've ever heard that. But, like, my stepdad's, like, a professional golfer, so he's talked to me about that. But, yeah, so we were flying through this. I mean, there were, you know, a few little branches and stuff hitting the car. But I rolled the window down while we were in midair, jumped out, not jumped, but hung out the window.
I kind of held his leg so he wouldn't fall out.
And I grabbed the cat perfectly under its front two legs and pulled it to me. And so I'm like hanging out the side of this car like this, holding on to this cat who's like clawing my whole chest to pieces, trying to get away from me because he's freaking out.
And, you know, that was like a very courageous thing because, you know, we're flying through air. Anything can happen. But anyways, we hit the ground and I'm trying to gain control of my wheel. And we're just going everywhere.
There's mud flying everywhere. I thought it was pretty cool at first because it felt like we were four-wheeling and like my head was still out the window, so I was getting pelted in the face with mud.
Yeah.
Cat was getting all muddy. I thought about throwing it down, but you never know where those back tires are going to go, so I decided to let it keep digging into my chest.
And, you know, very courageously, you know, he did that for the cat. And this, I mean, you're not going to believe this, but the true story. Trey was with me. He's right here. True story. I told Trey as I grabbed the wheel. So as he grabbed the wheel, I climbed out the window and I got on the front of the hood because I was trying to get off the vehicle, and because I had a rope tied to the back from where we have whenever we haul stuff with our Durango just to have some extra protection. I grabbed that rope, and as I was slinging it to try to catch onto the tree we just passed to pull us from going reckless everywhere, I throw it and I grab the old lady. The old lady that we saw, and she caught right onto the rope, so she was getting drug on. Courageously, I had to untie the rope right there immediately because I guess of the friction of just rubbing on the ground so much, the rope caught fire. And her being dragged,
see, at first it was kind of funny because she's the one who made us crash anyways, so now she's getting drugged face first through a bunch of mud. That part was funny, but then the fire came, and we were both freaking out. And I'm like 1 foot on the wheel, still out the window, holding the cat.
He's like holding on to wheel, cat right here. You know, he's hanging out. You know, I don't know how he did it. And I'm holding on to the roof, throwing that rope. But anyways, when I untie the rope, she falls down, and she's okay. The best thing is she's fine, a little bruised up. She's great. And then after I let her go, there's a big pond, and of course, this pond it's called the duck pond because there's ducks there all the time.
Yeah, people are fishing there too.
And I honestly didn't want to hit any ducks or run over any ducks, so what I did personally was I got back into the vehicle, I turned it. I grabbed Trey, while he was holding on the kitty, pulled us out. We started rolling down the hill into the duck pond, and the SUV went flying into the building. And the Dodge Durango went flying into the building.
Didn't it, like bounce across the pond into the building?
Yeah, it was go. We had to be hitting at least 90, just from recklessness. And it bounced and skipped over, hit into the school. And me and Trey are freaking out. I mean, we are freaking out. You know, we just went through all this, but...
And then the cat just really didn't want to get wet, so it clawed me even more.
And, you know...
And it hurt really bad. Like, I was bleeding already from it, and, like, the tree caught me a few places. But, I mean, the SUV, this thing is, like, ginormous. It skipped across the pond like a rock whenever you throw a rock.
And it was, first of all, we were kind of amazed at that. And when we saw it hit the building, we saw all these children like screaming, running out. So me and Trey both rushed in there as fast as we could. And one of their teachers, her name, I think Her name was Miss Blackberry.
Yeah.
Miss Blackberry. She was trapped underneath the SUV. And if you know anything about adrenaline, you can do anything when it's pumping. And me and Trey both lift up the car, pulled her out from under it. We gave her CPR, and she's doing okay.
He gave her CPR.
Yeah,
she was
not
old.
both.
I'm
Not
going
both.
to do it.
Yeah, but she's okay. Everything's good. But yeah, completely destroyed the SUV.
Half the school.
And
almost killed a teacher.
Almost killed a teacher.
But
scared little kids.
Everyone was still alive, as well as both the cats.
Who do now have homes. We put them up for adoption so they could have nice living homes, and they have homes
The
now.
building was fixed, and the insurance company totaled their first Durango, but they got another one.
And hey, it's all good. This one has a sunroof. So yeah, that's the crazy. I know it sounds so unreal, but you gotta think. Me and Trey's life it's crazy. It is extreme.
Extreme.
It is extreme. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's crazy. But everything's okay. We're okay. But yeah, that's story time. Any more stories you'd like to hear? Let us know.
One thing that you should know about the story we just told you is almost every bit of that was not true.
If you seriously want to hear some
funny ones,
yeah, if you want to hear some real ones, we'll do our best to try to remember. Mostly, all our stories happen by something being mentioned, and it just brings about. But if you want to hear a story, maybe give us a topic and we see if because we've experienced a lot, so we probably have any kind of topic you can come up with. We probably have something. If you want to hear any more stories, just leave us another comment, message us, Facebook, YouTube, anything.